Christians are being slaughtered right now in Nigeria, and the world and the media just looks away. Well, Masara Kim, a reporter for Truth Nigeria, is here with some breaking details. So Masara, we don't want secondhand reports. We don't want to hear, this person knows this person. You're on the ground. So tell us what is happening right now to the Christian community in your part of Nigeria.
Yeah, so as we speak right now, there are sporadic attacks ongoing simultaneously across the central states of Plateau and Benue, and there could also be others ongoing in other parts of the central region, which is popularly known as the Middle Belt region. But for the information that we have confirmed, there are ongoing attacks presently in the south and the west of Makurdi, the capital of Benue State, which is reputed as the breadbasket of Nigeria, and also the south of Jos, which is the capital of Plateau State, and also respected to be the Christian headquarters of Nigeria. So the attacks are ongoing as we speak right now, and we do not have all the facts. The details are still a bit sketchy, and we're still gathering information, chiefly from witnesses who are still ducking for cover. But so far, in the past 1 week, well over 86 people have been slaughtered in just one county in Benue State alone. Others that have happened in the Guma County, which is presently witnessing the ongoing attacks as we speak, and more than 20 that have been slaughtered in the state of Plateau just in the past 1 week.
Well, Masara, you sent me some really terrible videos that you yourself filmed. So again, I think, it's hard to look at some of these videos, but I think we need to. What are some of these videos that you sent me?
Yeah, so in one remarkable thing about the videos is, or rather one important video that I sent is mass destructions, and of course one that also shows a church that has been burned to the ground, a testament to the fact that these attacks are not climate change or farmer herder clashes as genocide deniers would like to spread. There are religious attacks targeted at Christians, and they are chiefly aimed at imposing a caliphate in the world's largest black nation. And it is actually just the beginning or the first step to what I believe to be a global agenda, to take over the whole world. But getting a foothold of Nigeria is very strategic to this goal, because by the time more than 200 million Nigerians are now forced to become Muslims, and they are now recruited as food soldiers for this same mission, and they spread out in other countries, you can imagine the damage that they would do. Of course, there are other videos that show victims who are currently on admission. They are receiving treatment at the hospital from injuries that they've received from bullet injuries, actually, that they received in the past few days that the attacks have been raging. And of course, there's one particular woman, you can see her hand was severed by the attack. She is actually the sole survivor of an attack that cleared her entire family, that wiped her entire family. She watched the terrorists slaughter her 6-month-old baby, her 2-year-old baby, her husband, and another 5-year-old baby. All, under her watch. She literally watched them. And as a matter of fact, she was brutally injured and simply left for dead. She would have also been killed if she had made a move to indicate that there were still signs of life in her prior to the departure of the terrorists.
Well, Masara, I think you do an amazing job of clarifying, because the world might say, "Oh, this is a land dispute. This is a herding dispute. This is," and what you're doing a crystal clear job of is explaining this is a religious persecution issue. So, Masara, I think in closing, the last video we just did a week ago, I think, has over 500,000 views. Thankfully, the CBN audience is paying attention to what is happening in Nigeria, but it seems like no one else is. Like I've seen something on the Christian Post, but the mainstream media, by and large, ignores this. Why do you think the world and the media does not care?
Yeah, because the Nigerian authorities have succeeded in making the world to believe that the most important problem in Nigeria right now is Boko Haram and ISIS, who are waging a religious war in the northeast of Nigeria. But again, we have a bunch of outlaws, members of an unidentified jihadist faction who identify as members of the Fulani ethnicity, waging the same terror war, the same jihad in the central region, chiefly in collaboration with these same terrorists, ISIS, Boko Haram, Al Qaeda, and the Nigerian government simply tells the world that these are just land disputes, these are just farmers, sedentary farmers clashing with semi-nomadic cattle herders. But in reality, when they come for these attacks, they don't go after Muslims, they don't go after mosques, they don't go after anyone who does not identify as a Christian. As long as you identify as a Christian, you are a target. And when they attack, they displace communities, they replace these communities and turn them to no-go zones for Christians and also as staging grounds for further attacks. Like I said in the last video, in the past 2 decades, more than 150 Christian communities have been captured by these terrorists and turned to no-go zones for the original Christian landowners. Now, that's just in Plateau State. There are 200 in Benue State. There are more than 200 in Kaduna State. There are more than 200 in Nasarawa State and in Niger State, where you have the so-called Fulani terrorists and contesting territorial control with these insurgents. There are more than 500 that have been captured by these terrorists who are fighting for the same goal, right? So while they might be fighting under different names and under different platforms and identities, the goal is to impose Sharia in Africa's most populous country.
Massar, thank you for your clarity. Thank you for your reporting, and we will be praying for you and your family. God bless, my friend.
Thank you, and it's great to speak with you and the rest of the world.